Right, Paul. Well, firstly, the break. How was that, and how important was that to refresh the whole squad?
Yeah, I think it was actually really important. January was big. We did a lot of travelling. Had the midweek round in there as well. So we played lots of games, did lots of travel. I think everyone was pretty tired, to be honest. Staff, players. It's like that part of the season, 2/3 through. So the break was actually great. Well, obviously, we've got to remember 5 of them didn't have a break because they were busy on international duty. So we've got some plans for them over the next week or two to give them some time as well, because I think everybody needs it. And yeah, this week's been great. Come back and there's a renewed sort of energy and a freshness to people, which I think you get from having that bit of time off. So yeah, it came at a really good time for us, I think, straight after the Perth trip, which is obviously the longest one for us. Yeah, it was great, and everyone went and did different things, and we've come back, and yeah, the energy this week's been great, and the group's looking good.
That 5 you mentioned, obviously Tiana Jaber's back from Nepal after representing Lebanon, but 4 Ferns aren't back yet or about to return to New Zealand. So what's your thinking with those 5 for this Sunday?
Yeah, Tiana got back on our day off on Wednesday, so she's trained with a 3-day lead-in. So she's come back, and I think from Asia, the time difference and the travelling is not as extreme. So she'll be fine, and she'll start, and she's good to go. She went and played 2 games in that tournament, so it wasn't too much, and she's in a good position to play. The Ferns will arrive back in a few hours into Wellington, so we'll really just assess them tonight. Tomorrow morning they'll get a session with us, and then we'll decide who's kind of good to go from the start, who might need to come off the bench, who, if anyone's got 90 in them, or if we need to restrict the minutes. Obviously we want them to be playing, and they're key players for us, all of them, but we also have to think like we've got 7 games, and then hopefully we have playoffs to think about as well. So we don't want to make a decision this week that would impact us too much for the rest of the season as well. So we just got to be smart.
One of those 4 is obviously out, and Grace Jarley. How disappointing is that to lose a player while still on international duty?
Yeah, it's always like really frustrating. It's like you feel a bit helpless because it's kind of out your hands to a degree, So yeah, when you get the phone call, it's pretty gutting. And I feel Grace has been playing well, and she's been a key part of what we've been doing. So yeah, pretty disappointing. I guess the saving grace is it's not too bad of an injury, so hopefully just a few weeks and maybe a few games that she misses. But again, we've got some imagery from Costa Rica and stuff, scans and things, but when she gets here we'll obviously do our assessments, and we'll have a much better idea of what the time frame is for her to return.
So what is the injury?
It's a hamstring injury, yeah.
Okay. And the rest of the squad are healthy? Alyssa's going to be back from concussion? Yeah,
Alyssa's been good. I think she was probably, I don't think it would have been dangerous for us to play her in Perth, but we took a more cautious approach. So to be honest, she trained while we were in Perth. She trained back here and passed all the tests to kind of fully train. So since we've been back, she's been fully in. So yeah, she's fine, good to go.
Adelaide United on Sunday. You've played them twice because of the Unite round. How do you view those 2 fixtures, and how relevant are they going into this one on Sunday?
Tough games. Got a lot of respect for what Adrian's done. I think they were last year, and kind of I guess their first thought is like they were down the bottom of the table, but like he's done an incredible job like getting that squad to where they are. They're hard to play against. We had that conversation this morning. I think they're one of the toughest teams to prepare for. They've got lots of good players. Tactically, they're well organised. They've got some good rotations. It's tough to play against them, and both games have been real hard, like battles. The Unite round was our first win of the season, and we did really well in that first half, but we were hanging on at that last 20 minutes and had to really dig deep to get the points. And it was very tough away in Adelaide, tough conditions, and they're a good side as well. So yeah, it's 1-1. We want to make sure we win best of 3. So it's our turn to host now. So it's Porirua Park. We've been good at home, and hopefully that home advantage counts. But yeah, I think they're doing a great job as a team this season, and they're tough to play against. And I think they'll comfortably make playoffs, and they'll be a threat for everybody.
how important then the 3 points this Sunday, just to keep in touch with that 6 so you don't fall
Yeah,
behind?
yeah, it is. Like, it's a must-win game, I think, for us. If we don't win on the weekend, we give ourselves a very, very big task and a bit of a mountain to climb, really. That's the reality. There's no point hiding behind it. The girls know it, we know it. So, yeah, we need something from the game. We need to try and get those 3 points because obviously Adelaide are above us and they're in that 6 at the moment. So if we can take points off teams that are in that 6, it's almost like all those games are like 6-pointers because they're not getting any more advantage from you and you're catching them up. So it's huge. And we've got many games like that. We've got Mariners at home. We've got Melbourne City. We've got Western. So we've got so many home games against top 6 teams. They could all be worth so much. So yeah, it's a big game, and we need to be ready. I think the girls are really looking forward to it, excited. So yeah, hopefully we get the points.
If players are out after being on international duty, who are you looking for to step up in this game against Adelaide?
Yeah, I mean, this is where the squad comes in. I guess the good thing is this week we've had 14 that remain. So we've had the reserves here with us training the last few days, which has been great. We've been able to do 11v11s and practice with an 11 if we don't have any of the ferns available. So yeah, we've got some plans in place for that. Obviously, girls that have been kind of in and around and on the bench, getting minutes, kind of coming on. A lot that might be needed to step in and take starting positions from the last game. That's like Amelia and Zoe, and Daisy played the last game again. Like, she might be needed. So those type of players are going to have to step up. But we've got a good squad, so I've got no problems playing those girls if we need them.
And even though it is frustrating not having control over the players, is there still a sense of pride seeing them on the international stage?
Yeah, look, without a doubt, I was made up for them, really. Like, watching that second game where they got that win in the last kind of minute or two was awesome to see. I guess when you're on the inside, you know how much they put into it and how much it means to them to play for their country. You can get caught up in, club and country and like, oh, this is our player and she's not available now, and you can get frustrated, but also like it's an honour for them to play for New Zealand, and we want our players to love going to the Ferns, playing for the Ferns. We want to work closely with that environment so that we are all kind of like connected on the same thing. We want the same thing, and I know, I was so happy for Flea. Like, I don't know, I can't tell you exactly how many caps she's got. It's a lot, but just to captain your country, I think is like an incredible feeling and amazing for her, and she's been having such a good season, arguably playing the best football of her career, and to see her captain and leading and performing at that level, like just standing out, was so good. And then obviously we had Manaya make an international debut, so for her, massive moment in her career and her life, so those are the things that you have to really focus on, and you can't get caught up in the potential negative situations that come from an injury or stuff, like, because you've got the other side where, yeah, it's a lifelong ambition for these girls. So go and make your debut and do that. It's pretty awesome.
And then with this big run of games at home, what do you want to see from the fans in this last stretch?
Well, I had the pleasure of being with the Yellow Fever on Saturday in Auckland. I know the result wasn't what the fans wanted, but I was just like blown away by the support and the noise and just the atmosphere. I just thought it was amazing. So yeah, I'm one of them now. So I need them to come down to Poirua Park and create that noise, create that atmosphere, because it's like 12th man, and it spurs the team on. The energy it gives is just incredible, and you can hear everything at Poirua Park, including giving a bit of jip to the opposition team as well. It all helps, it all counts, it creates the atmosphere. So yeah, hopefully, we're expecting the Yellow Fever to turn up tonight at the stadium for the men's team, and then hopefully roll out on Sunday and help us get over the line against Adelaide.